I got my mist installed. But then when I want to shoot outside, I'm not able to use the VND together with the mist because there is only one slot. But of course there is a solution. Generally the MatteBox is on my camera all the time, especially when I use Sigma 18-35, and this MatteBox got one slot for circular filters, and Sigma is very sharp lens, even wide open, so I got an idea to get a 1/8 pure mist filter, and I got it from Vaxis. So this is specially designed for this Tilta Mirage Matte Box. So actually filter came in this leather pouch, which is quite annoying to handle and quite annoying to get the filter out. So I guess I would never use this again and keep my filter in the tray. Since it's quite tricky to get out of the pouch and put into the tray, I tend to use these neutral gloves not to leave greasy marks on the filter. So that's my pro tip, to use the gloves. And this single filter tray came with a MatteBox. So when I got a filter and it's put into the tray, I can put it here and I got my mist installed. But then when I want to shoot outside, I'm not able to use the VND together with the mist because there is only one slot. But of course there is a solution, and first part of this solution is this stackable circular filter tray. When you got this installed, you got ability to install 2 circular filters, and actually Tilta claims you can stack up to 5, and I say you can stack up to infinite number of this, although vignetting would hit you probably on 3rd frame with a really wide lens, and on 5th with something around 35mm. So there is a limitation due to vignetting, but based on how this is built, probably there is no limitation because it's quite light. So how to install it? It's quite simple, I'd say. First I would remove the circular filter, then to install the stackable tray you have to remove the hood, and you just pop 2 latches down there, but you shouldn't be pulling this towards, you just have to unlatch them and move it up, and then boom, you got the hood uninstalled. Then you take the frame, unscrew the thumb screws, and you just install it in front of the MatteBox and just thumb screw this. Now when it's in, you can reattach the hood, just put it up, push the latches and push the hood, and it's in. So really easy. And now you got 2 slots for circular filters, and you can still mount rectangular one in front of your lens, so in the hood. So you can think that you can install 3 filters now, but there is a caveat. Since there is a dual circular filter tray, and you can install 2 circular filters here, one on this side, another on this side, so you can put 2 here. So with 2 slots you could put 4 circular filters and 1 square in front, which is quite flexible, must say. So Vaxis provides a lot of filters: pure mists, black mists, some streak filters, some different lighting effect filters, so there are plenty of them. So actually with just 1 additional circular frame you can put like up to 5 filters here. If you got rectangular one, circular ones with 2 of these frames, you can put 4, which is, I'd say, really nice. And there is no vignetting for Sigma, and there is also no vignetting for 12mm Laowa. There is no vignetting on 12, which is 18, so probably with the full frame camera you may get some vignetting on 14mm. Hard to say, I don't have full frame camera, but with full frame equivalent of 18mm you don't have any vignetting, so you can mount 4 circular filters if you got 2 of these trays. So now I can put my circular VND in the first tray, it's there, and then my pure mist in the new tray, and I got 2 filters. At the moment I can still put 3rd filter here, or when I use a double circular tray I can get VND plus 2 filters here, so quite flexible solution. And what is the cost? So for the pure mist it was around 85 bucks here in Poland. For the stackable tray is around 80 bucks in Poland, and for this double circular filter tray is around 70 bucks in Poland with VAT, so I guess in States it's cheaper. I'll try to put affiliate links down below if you're interested buying this, but I'd say it's very flexible solution, although there is one problem with my rig, and the problem starts when I want to get another lens. So as you can see, the rods are here and these thumb screws are just in front of the rods, So with this Sigma it's all fine, because rods are from this clamp to this clamp and they don't even extend. But what happens if I want to put another lens? I have to unscrew the MatteBox. And the small problem is that I have to remove it, since those rods are quite short. These rods are 15 centimeters. I can use 20 centimeters rods with the Sigma, because I got 5 centimeters room here between the clamp and the backplate for the battery. But if I want to install some other lenses, I use this 15mm one. So I take the MatteBox, I remove Sigma, and then with, as example, Canon 35, I will try to put MatteBox back. And as you can see, now the thumb screws hit the rods and I cannot clamp the MatteBox onto the lens. So I guess there is a solution for this, although it's a bit annoying. I can loosen these clamps. Now it's lined up with the lens, so I can screw the thumb screw down there. I can put the VND back, but I have to watch the handle not to crash it. And now it is successfully installed with the shorter lens, but if this lens would be even shorter, for example, like my 50mm, which is like half the size of this 35, I would hit the battery plate with the rods. So to be able to mount this whole MatteBox and rods on a shorter lens, then I would have to switch the rods, which is quite annoying. But the problem only exists if you got low profile base plate, which I got. It's quite short. The normal plates are like 3 or 2 centimeters taller. So in that case, you won't have that problem. But you can manage to install almost all of the lenses just by sliding the rods inside these clamps instead of sliding the MatteBox on the rods. It's annoying, maybe, but I guess that it's as time consuming as you would move the MatteBox maybe like 30 seconds more, so it's not that bad. Anyway, with the thin base plate, you would suffer this problem with the thumb screws, and actually you are not able to remove them. I mean, you can unscrew them, but there is still threaded rod inside, and it still hits the 50mm rods, so there is no use unscrewing this. That means I have to deal with this clamp back here to adjust it, but once you adjust it, it works fine, so it's not a big deal. But having this additional tray, I'd say, is really nice advantage to be able to install 4 circular filters and 1 rectangular, so I can live with that small problem. But if I want to use 70 to 200, then I have to switch rods for the 20 centimeters. Yeah, that might be annoying, because then I have to also remove the follow focus and put it on the new rod. But I'm not switching lenses that often, at least now, so it's not a big deal. But if you got normal size base plate for the rods, you won't experience this annoying thing with the thumb screws, so you would even have more flexible solution with this additional trays. So anyway, I think with plenty of Vaxis filters and these additional trays, you can also have additional trays for rectangular filters. This Tilta MatteBox is really flexible, although one thing is that unfortunately this VND gives you some color cast, like it blocks more of the blue light than red and greens, which causes that your picture becomes a bit warmer when you use this. So when you use the VND for all your shots, it's all fine, but when you got some shots without VND and then you put VND, then you have to color match them, and it might be annoying. There is a solution for this, and I guess I would recommend use this solution, because Vaxis creates constant ND filters from 1 to 8 stops, I think, and you can also, using the double tray, combine them. But if you got 2, 4 and 6 stops, it should be plenty enough to shoot anything. And if you combine them, then you got also 8 and 10 stops, so there should be plenty enough for any scenario. And I've seen some reviews that they don't give any color cast, and they are much better. And also, if you got constant ND filter, that means you can use the polarizer together with it, which is another advantage. And Tilta creates a polarizer, so you can use ND plus, for example, pure mist or any other filter with a double tray, and then polarizer in the next tray. So I would recommend, instead of buying the Tilta with VND, to buy the one without VND, which is much cheaper, like 2 times cheaper, and buy additional ND filters for the circular tray and use them instead. But then you have to buy this additional tray and additional circular filters tray to accommodate all the filters, but I guess it's better solution in terms of results on your picture. Anyway, that regarding these additional trays, I'd say it's a good buy, especially if you got normal size base plate. For me, it's a bit annoying because the thumb screws hit the rod, so I have to move the rod inside the clamps, but it's not a big deal, and this solution gives you a lot of flexibility. And one thing, if you are buying this stackable tray, you have to buy this also, because if you use only one filter, then the light can get here through opening and you can get reflections. So I recommend, even without filter, to use the additional circular filter tray, and that way you do not get any unwanted reflections inside the MatteBox. Hope this is helpful. Cheers.